well, we all have to get in the queue here very soon. So this was a very good reason. I was like, okay, I'm going to go live. I'm going to go live, and then I'm going to have a time constraint, so it'll be good. I don't want that road. I'm lost. It's the story of my life. So last week we talked about tracking your team's numbers, why we should do that, the benefit of doing that, things like that. So today, what I wanted to touch on was asking your teammates for their goals. It's hard. They don't answer. One thing, and I say they don't answer, but if you want to be honest, y'all don't answer. Very few of you, when I ask for your goals, do you tell me? It's usually a goal with 5 excuses as to why you're probably not going to hit that goal. And if you go, oh crap. You know, it's, I want to do 2,000 in sales, but I'll be okay with 700 because of this. So, if be honest with yourself, be 100% honest with yourself. When your leader, that's me, asks you what your goals are for the next week, the next month, whatever, do you answer the question? If the answer to that is no, then ask yourself, why should my team answer me if I'm unwilling to answer my leader? A little bit of a like aha moment right there, right? So that's number 1. Do that self-talk with yourself. If you don't, then why should I expect my team to do it? Then the next thing would be, if I came up to you and said, okay, what's your goal for the next 6 months? If that freaks you out, why are you asking your team that same question? A lot of people, they don't like to say their goals out loud, because then everybody knows what their goal is, and everybody will know if they failed or not. This may be inaccurate as far as not everybody's going to know if they failed, but that's the way it feels. Because you announced your goal to the public, you said it out loud, you said it in the team page, you said it in, on a post. And now if I don't hit it, everybody's going to know because everybody knows what my goal is. And that can be very intimidating to people. That's like scary business, because people don't want to know people do not want other people to know that they failed. So if all you are doing is a post in your team page, what's your goal for the next month? And you're getting crickets, it may very well be because your team, that's a scary thing for them. And I have no idea how well this is going to come through because I'm driving all over Timbuktu today. But yeah, if you just post a question, if you just post what's your goal for the next 6 months or the next 6 weeks or the next month, and you're getting crickets, you may have a team that is very much scared to announce goals, and that's okay. So then that means you need to adjust. You need to figure out a different way to ask them. And most generally, I get better response one-on-one. The reason for that is because it's less scary. It is less scary if I tell one person what my goal is versus 100 people in the team page. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference. There truly is a difference. It's way, Lord, I hope I'm going the right way. It is way less scary, okay? Because only one person now knows your goal. So that's the other thing to think about. So we've got 2 things to think about. 1, you ain't answering the question. Why do you expect your team to answer the question? 2, are they embarrassed or worried or self-conscious about announcing their goals? Okay, so that could be another reason why they're not announcing their goals or telling your goals, because you are asking it in a way that is intimidating to them. The third thing, because I hear this a lot from leaders, I ask my team what their goals are and they don't tell me. That's why we're talking about this. The other thing could be is you're asking them too broad. What is your goal? Hell if I know. Break it down. Make it a simpler question. How many parties are you hoping to book this month? Sure, that is not a big goal. That is not a big huge thing. That is not, like, as a leader, you hope that they're going to tell you a lot of things so that you have something to work on, you have something to coach them on. But we all have to start somewhere, right? So maybe ask them, the end of this month, towards the end of this month, how many parties are you hoping to get next month? It's a very simple question, right? It's not as scary as, how much do you hope to make? Do you know what I mean? It's a less scary question. Or if it's not parties, how many conversations? Because remember, we cannot control what people say and do, but we can control our actions. So if we do it, how many conversations do you hope to have next month on hosting? And do that. That sometimes you're going to get more response that than saying, what's your goal for the next month? My goal on what? There's a lot of things. So break it down into maybe something simpler, and even more, what's your goal for the week? Because again, that could be a much simpler question to ask. Why does there have to be 352 constructions on the road that I'm on? That could be a little bit simpler of a question to ask too. Now, once you've gotten this information, okay, you've had the conversation with yourself, you're asking the good questions, you're asking the simple questions, you have to track it. You have to write down what they said. Asking them what their goal was and they give you a response and then you do not follow up is shitty. Okay? That just was more like, I was just doing busy work. It's just asking you because I'm supposed to as a leader, but I don't really care. That's where scheduling a message with them, putting it in your phone, putting it in a calendar, put it in, for me, I schedule it in Project Broadcast right away. When somebody says, I want to book, or I want to talk to 5 people this week, that's great, okay? I'm going to do the same thing. I automatically schedule my follow-up with them. I was trying to think of another word, but my follow-up with them, you know, be it a text, be it a private message, be it a Facebook message, however it works for you, write it down and schedule it. And if you have to put it as an appointment in your phone, do that, because you want to be able to praise them, or you want to be able to congratulate them, or you want to be able to be like, dude, that's fine. You tried. You only got 2. 2's better than none. You know what I mean? So do it right away, because guess what? You will forget. It's plain and simple. Trust me, I am the woman who doesn't want to forget anything, and I feel like I don't forget anything, but I do. So schedule it. Schedule it right away. For real. Like I said, whenever I have those goal sessions with a lot of your guys' teams, I right away, when they're like, I want to have 5 host conversations this week. Okay, cool. Then I schedule a text for Sunday. All right, tell me how you did. And I don't have to remember to do it again. It just helps. But to ask for a goal, and then to tell them, oh my gosh, good job, that's a great goal, but then to never follow up with them on how successful they were on that goal, or the things that they did towards that goal, that's kind of crappy. You've got to follow through. So whatever system works for you, like I said, put it in an appointment in your phone. Don't just write it down on a Post-it note and think you're going to remember, because we won't. Whatever system that you do, or however it's going to work or trigger for you, or however, do it right away. It will help you. But again, those are the big things. I mean, and you're going to have teammates who just never give you a goal, and that's fine. Do not push, do not pull, do not pry. Some people are not goal setters. I personally never set a single goal in Cincy until I was like 4 years in. No lie. I was like, whatever happens, happens. I'm not making a goal. I had no thought that I would promote. I didn't even know how to promote, if I'm going to be honest. But I didn't. I have no goals to promote. I had no thought I was going to promote or earn a trip or anything like that. My goal was 200 every month to be active. That was all my goal was. That was it. Anything else was like icing. So you may have a teammate who is scared of goals. Goals are scary, and that's fine. Do not force them. Do not push them. But you can ask. So have that self-conversation with you as a leader. 1, do I tell my leader, being me, my goals when she asks? If the answer is no, then you cannot, with right conscience, expect your team to give you their goals when you are unwilling to do the same thing. Remember, we have to lead by example. Sure, they don't know that you didn't give me your goals, but karma did. I'm a very big believer in that. So if you're not telling me your goals, do not expect your team to. Okay? If your goals, or if you're giving out goals to me or anybody with I want, but I'll take because of, and you are already giving excuses ahead of time for the reason you're not going to hit your goal, you need to reevaluate, because you're already putting that excuses out there, right? We don't know excuses. We own up to our crap and we go. So my goal is, or you can say my scary goal is, my realistic goal is, and leave it at that. Leave your excuses at the door. Okay? So have that self-conversation with you. Then look, are you asking your team for their goals in a post, in your team page, or in a group message? Some of you don't have a team page and you do a group message to all of your teammates, which is totally fine. But is it a message in that group message of, okay, what's your guys' goals this month? You're not getting any response back. You very well could have a team that is intimidated by announcing in public, which is to them, in front of a lot of people, their goal. All right. Then, are you asking too wide of a goal? Are you asking for what's your goal for the month and leaving it at that? Break it down. How many parties would you like this month? And then next month, ask it, okay, this month we focused on parties. How about next month we focus on hosting? What's your hosting goal? What's your sponsor goal? What's your PRV goal? Break it down. All right. And then if you're still getting crickets, break it down to weekly. What's your goal for this week? It is more work on your end, but the moment that you can start getting information out of your team as far as what their goal is for a week, what their goal is for a month, you will be surprised at the way things change, because you're able to have that conversation. You'll be able to have something to check in with them. And that's where the tracking the numbers comes in. Because if they focused on sponsoring for a month, but their PRV was a little bit lower, that's okay. You'll be able to tell them, that's okay. You were focused on sponsoring, and that's important too. Right? So it'll give you things to focus on and help them when you track the numbers and you tie it into their goals. Hopefully that makes sense. It all ties together. It really truly does. So have that conversation and go back and look. We're all tweaking and learning and figuring this thing out, and everybody's team is different. Some teams will just spout off goals, no problem. Some people will have a team that they don't tell any goals to ever, and that is okay. And you can set goals for a teammate only if they are receptive. Meaning, don't go up to somebody who's not very big goal oriented and be like, I have a goal for you to get 500 PRV this month, and they normally only get like 100 or 200. That's a really big jump, really scary, and sometimes they do not want to disappoint you. So don't go and make too big of scary goals for somebody. Just because you think they can do it, or just because you can do it, doesn't mean that they can or they want to. I don't like to set how many hosts or how many people are you going to have join, because we cannot control that, but we can control our actions. How many conversations? It takes 10 conversations for one host. It takes 15 conversations to get one person to join. So if their goal is to have 2 host conversations a month or 2 join conversations a month, you need to be realistic with them and let them know, hey, here's the stats. You're not going to get anybody for that. So why don't we try break it down? Let's do 2 a week. Still less than what they need, but you get them on the right track. All right. Hopefully that helped. Next So the rest of the month, and we're going to start doing this because I feel it's going to be helpful. The rest of this month, the lives in the team page, they're going to be more frequent. I am going to focus on the workstation. Tonight's live is I'm going to set up a party. I'm going to show them how to set up a party. Granted, they should now do this, but still, we're going to set up a party and we're going to stick in placeholders for the harvest collection. We're going to set up a party that's strictly for the harvest collection pre-orders, how to set in the placeholders so that you can see what your rewards are, and then how to take the placeholders out and your rewards stay. All right, we're going to do that tonight. And then tomorrow night is going to be like, I think the news tab, and then the marketing tab, and then the reports tab, and then the other tab. We're going to break down the workstation in the next week of this month. And then around the 27th of this month, I'm going to come back in here and we are going to discuss my plans for the team page for next month, so that my hope is you guys look at it and go, okay, and then you can focus maybe some of your training or team challenges or things like that on things that I am doing in the team page. So you guys will know ahead of time what's going to happen so that you guys can plan your months accordingly. So hopefully that helps you guys. If it doesn't, tell me. If it does and you guys really like it, tell me. Again, just like goals, if you guys don't tell me things, I don't know things. So, all right, it's about time to hop in the queue. I'm going to run into the doctor's office and get Tyler's work permit and then sit in the parking lot as long as I have good internet. So good luck today. I hope everybody gets all their stuff. Go screenshot your numbers now so that you can see how much you jump up.